At first, this video was going to be a review of the recent changes followed by my thoughts on them, which should and shouldn't have been done, and the overall state of PvP in Crystalline Conflict going forward. However, the changes have been well covered elsewhere, and the balance issues, opinions, and conflicts I feel have been well voiced and represented by the community already. Instead, today I want to talk about how all of these issues, from bad changes to overpowered jobs, and the discussions between them are good things and incredibly healthy for the game. Recently, Yoshi-P released a post addressing the recent PvP changes, including the wild black mage adjustments, with the team's thoughts, intentions, and processes for deciding and making changes, and apologized for the mistakes, assuring quick corrections soon. Now, in my first patch update video, I outlined how impressed I was with the devs' urgency and attention to PvP with changes and balance, and I was hopeful this trend would continue. The post explains how this recent patch was developed and released within 2 weeks or so of receiving its balance information, though was rushed to accommodate the desired schedule and should have been delayed altogether until a more complete 6.15 update. You should be very happy about this post for 2 reasons. 1, it shows how quickly the new team is responding to current data and making changes. And 2, it also shows that while making balance for numbers, they are well aware and paying attention to the voices and community content as well, and aren't afraid to engage with it and voice their opinions and address the worries. I say new team to give context more or less. Coming from an old system of PvP in the Feast that went untouched and ignored for a 5-year period as I'm aware, the words and actions of the current squad behind Yoshi-PvP are unrecognizably improved. Not only are they expedient in making updates almost to a fault at times, but they are openly communicating with their player base with as much urgency and attention. The post from Yoshida gives a lot of insight on their decision process and how they go about making changes, so you should definitely read it if you're even casually involved with PvP. But I want to really point out how uncommon and important this kind of communication between developer and player base is, especially in PvP, niche even further in an MMO. I've rewritten this script about 3 times, from changed coverage to ranting about imbalance and ignored issues, but that was exactly the point I settled on. I realized actually how many people had been talking about these things already, involved and engaged with PvP, its updates and what they want, and even further the equal engagement from the devs. Balance is very hard for PvP, some might say even inherently impossible or antithetic to PvP. While I don't agree with the latter, I believe balance is incredibly difficult and only has the best chance of success with an open communication between player and developer. The opportunity and potential 14 has to be a powerhouse for MMO PvP is vast, with this relationship in the community and the engagement the player base is giving. I won't go into detail about what a healthy MMO population requires, from the hardcore to casual split and attention, but I will say that all of those opinions matter, and all of those players must be around to keep a game alive. Yoshida and his team have made it clear that they're paying attention and want to hear the community feedback. They understand this and it matters to them. Crystalline Conflict and the state of PvP in 14 is currently far from perfect. Yes, this is true. There are many issues that we're all well aware of, and surely more still to come, many of which I myself wanted to list out and grill over a 5 to 10 minute video, as Team Yoshida seems so eager to engage with our feedback. But today I'd like to instead encourage you to do this yourselves and continue if you are. I'm no longer worried myself about the current state of PvP, competitive to casual, as I know that for now our trajectory is in the best direction and at quite the momentum. If you weren't convinced enough yet, the next update is in just 2 weeks for 6.15 that's gonna fix all the recent PvP boo-boos, so hold on tight. My last thought on this is, while I appreciate the quick changes and feedback, I would not mind updates taking even a bit longer to ensure keener data collection and finer balance with more substantial updates, especially if this gives the team more refinement time without crunch. That's something, in my opinion, their level of communication and attention more than merits. But that's all I've got on this today. Bit of a different video this time, but thanks for watching, and hey, let me know in the comments what you think of the current PvP with your main job, and if you're comfortable, post your rank. But what changes do you want to see? I'm still working on job guides and other things, but I may do a state of PvP video after the next update or so. Bless the thumb for the algorithm, and thanks again. Y'all have a good one.